Welcome back to Parkers on the Go. I am Siobhan.
And I'm Brandon. We want to talk to y'all about Margaritaville at sea.
Oh boy. So you guys have all heard the reviews. You've seen the comments. You've heard the chatter about Margaritaville at sea.
Nightmare stories.
And we just wanted to see for ourselves so we can make our own opinion about what the selling was really like.
Let's start with parking.
Okay.
Prior to getting there, they'll send you the address.
Yes.
In an email.
Yes.
And it says specifically on the email, put this address into your GPS and it'll basically take you straight to port. Lo and behold, it did. It sells out of West Palm Beach. It was the first time we had sold out of West Palm Beach. It went pretty well, I would say.
Yes.
You have to valet park, right?
No choice.
No choice but to valet park. And it is $19 a day.
For that particular sailing was a 3-day, 2-night, so we spent $57 in total for parking.
Yes, which isn't terrible.
No.
It was super easy. They got us in and out pretty quickly.
The best part I like about it is when you pull up, they just take your ticket, and then you don't have to worry about the car anymore.
No,
so
not.
the car is taken care of. Now let's talk embarkation. Okay, as far as the embarkation process is concerned, it was super easy and quick for us. It was very simple. There are multiple packages of the license to chill. We had faster chill, which included priority boarding, VIP luggage check-in, receive our luggage earlier than everybody else on the ship. Our luggage actually got to our cabin at between 2:30 and 3:30, and the luggage was not scheduled to be delivered until 5 p.m.
Yes, normal luggage gets to you around 5 p.m.
With the Faster Chill program, you actually go to the license to chill stand. They will give you a VIP band. They will give you a VIP tag for your luggage, and then you actually go right through the door and through security with your luggage.
And the booth is like, as soon as you leave your car, the booth is like right here.
Yes.
So it's pretty convenient.
So you take your luggage and you actually put it through the X-ray machine along with yourself. Once everything is clear, there is a room behind that machine, and it takes you to luggage drop-off.
Yeah. And the X-ray machine, it's just like the airport TSA. You just put it on and push it through. The luggage drop-off is not like any normal luggage drop-off. It's basically a room.
Yeah.
And you just roll it up there, and you can tip if you want. You don't have to. They have like a jar.
A tip jar.
A tip jar. Tip is plastic.
Yes.
It's really simple. So you can either put you can put whatever you want in there, but they don't require. But they do acknowledge you if you do put something in there. They do thank you for it. And you basically just give it to them. That's it. You're on your way.
After you drop off your luggage, your next step will be to take the escalator up the stairs to the second level for check-in.
Check-in.
Yes.
Is super easy. They make it pretty easy for you. So yeah, after you drop your luggage off, you do go up. It wasn't a long line, so we were able to just go up to the representative. She went through all the amenities that we would have. That's where she also gave us our VIP suite VIP tag. While also there, Siobhan did notice a QR code. The QR code is very important because they don't have an app. So if you want to list the activities before you get on the ship, when you check in, they do have a QR code like right there.
Yes. So also another thing to remember is if you did not buy the License to Chill package, you will have a standard check-in time. Everyone has a staggered check-in time, so it goes first by License to Chill, then it goes by, if your cabin is on deck 6, then you may check in at 1 o'clock. If your cabin is on deck 7, you may check in at 2 o'clock. So it all depends on what deck you're on, what time you get to check in.
After you check in, it was like, 5 minutes?
It was
maybe?
really quick.
It was really quick. You can take pictures on a green screen, and it's a little different. Do you feel like it's a little different from normal boarding pictures?
But it didn't really bother me because once I'm standing up against the background of the pictures, I'm not seeing it anyway. So I just stand where they tell me to stand and pose when they tell me to pose, and it's not a big deal.
And how much was it? Do you remember how much those pictures were?
Yeah, so the package for the pictures, you got 2 pictures. I think there were 2 8x10s. You got 2 magnets and 2 5x7s for $35. If you purchased them on board, it was $20 a picture. So the package was actually a great deal.
Yeah. All right. So after you leave that, then it's kind of becomes like a college fair free-for-all, in my opinion. So the next little section is where you would decide if you want specialty dining, if you want the drink package, and if you want to book excursions.
Yes. So that is the spot you will do that. Also, if you do all of that online, you can avoid that college fair and just go straight to the VIP lounge if you purchased a license to chill package, or you can actually go right on upstairs and board the ship when they call you boarding time.
So we did book a specialty dining. How did you feel like the process was for booking the specialty dining?
Because we did not book the specialty dining ahead of time, booking there was really simple. They literally just took your cabin number down, assigned you a reservation time, asked you which night you wanted to go, assigned you a time for your reservation, and it was just as simple as that. Okay. So it wasn't really a very hectic process. As long as there's somebody that's at the table that's free that you can talk to, and it's not a super hectic boarding situation, I think scheduling all the dining, short excursions, buying drink packages, they make super simple. Another thing that you do need to consider is they don't have anything electronic to schedule those things in. They write everything down. We do have to consider that this cruise line is a new cruise line and is a 30-year-old ship. So you're not going to see some of the fancy bells and whistles that you will see on other cruise lines. Everything is handwritten on sheets of paper or manually on a schedule, and then they will give you a ticket to actually take with you to confirm your reservation.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what we're dealing with here.
Yes.
So you can also book shore excursions, like I mentioned, and if you didn't book it before you got on the ship, and if you're one of those people who you're never really sure if you want to actually book an excursion, don't feel necessarily pressured into booking an excursion then and there, because there's no difference in price if you get it on the ship. So if you get to the excursion desk and you're still not sure and you can't make up your mind and you're just ready to get on the ship, don't feel pressured to book it right then and there. You can book excursions once you get on the ship. So that can maybe give you, if you are unsure, it maybe give you a little bit of time to think.
Yeah, because like most cruise lines, they'll offer you a special deal or perk to buy everything ahead of time. Not so much with this one. There are certain things that you can buy. I would say selling on Margaritaville is kind of like a la carte type experience. So you're not going to get some of the perks and things that you would get on bigger cruise lines.
So I think if we since we had, what do we have?
Faster Chill.
They did take us into a little sitting area.
The VIP lounge.
Yes, they took us to the VIP lounge where they had assorted cookies, or just oatmeal raisin cookies.
No, they were like oatmeal. They were oatmeal raisin cookies. Or they were just raisin cookies. I didn't see a lot of oatmeal in them. They were basically raisin cookies. They had some kind of like cranberry scones. They had a raisin cinnamon roll. It was a lot of different variety of things, but most of it was raisin based. So if you did not like raisins, that is not going to be a thing for you. The other thing to consider is they do offer you little sandwiches, but they are vegetarian sandwiches. So you're not going to find a big selection of things, but you're going to find enough to keep your belly from rumbling until you get on the ship.
And as you can see here, I had a mishap with one of my sandwiches.
Yes.
So how much, I think we maybe skimmed over this, how much was the VIP package?
So the Faster Chill, the packages go from different levels where you can get all the amenities like the spa, the drink packages, all that stuff. The highest amount I saw was $750. The package we got was $89, and that covered 2 people.
$750 is insane.
It is a little insane.
How long did we say we were in the sitting room?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Enough to, I was like, oh, this is the sitting room. Take a bite of something and then go. So
yes.
it wasn't very long. They don't keep me in there very long. So then we entered the checking in, the boarding process, which they give you your card at customer service.
Yeah, so it's not like outside of your cabin or anything like that. When you check in, you also get your VIP bracelet and your card.
Yes. So, you get your card and you just walk up, and in security, just, how usually it's at the ship, like where like they scan you or whatever. This is actually before you get on the gangway.
Yes.
So the gangway, there's just a guy sitting there. Just you give him your card, you swipe your card, you're on your way.
Yeah.
So that again, it's very simple. If you have an electric fan, take it in the gangway because the gangway is super hot.
Well, hopefully you won't be there long enough to have to worry about that. But yes,
Sure.
it is super hot and not air conditioned, and it almost contributed to being in a bubble because it is a plastic wrap and the sun is beaming directly down on you. So get through the gangway as fast as you can to enter the ship, where you will find a giant flip-flop.
It's pretty much the centerpiece of the ship.
Yes.
It's the giant flip-flop.
Yes.
And then a very energetic cruise director.
Yes.
One thing I say about Venus, she is very energetic. She even got me to move my body in a dancing motion, and I never move my body in a dancing motion. So she got that out of me.
Yeah. So boarding the ship was very easy. The process was very simple. They want to get you on that ship to get your cruise started.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk first impressions of the ship.
First impressions of the ship, it was a clean ship. It was like, what's all the fuss about? Because it was a clean ship.
Yeah, and they were consistently cleaning. So I know the ship is an older ship, and it's not something that you would typically see with the new mega ships and the XL class ships of some cruise lines, but the ship was clean for the age of the ship. I think it was taken care of very well for the age of the ship, and I think as far as that is concerned, if you're looking for a more back in the day casual cruising style, this ship is going to give you that.
Yeah, and also the first impression is it is a small ship. We actually gathered that from the outside.
Yes.
I think the first time you saw it, you were like, she's small.
She's small. Look at the little baby. She's so cute.
Yeah. So when it actually inside, it is a small ship.
Yeah.
So that was my first impression. It's like, man, this is cute. It's small.
Right.
So on the way to the port indecision bar, you take the elevator. One of the first things I noticed, elevators are tiny.
Yeah. So there's two banks of elevators, one at the front of the ship and one at the mid of the ship. There's no aft set of elevators. So there's two banks of elevators, one forward, one mid, and there's 4 elevators per bank. But they are super small, 4 comfortably, 6 if you're pushing it.
Yeah. It's always going to be that one person, can you fit one more? Not in these elevators.
No.
You can't.
No. So yeah, you definitely hop on those elevators. I will say this also: if you are a stair person, the stairs are pretty easy to navigate.
Yeah, for sure.
And they'll probably get you there faster than waiting for an elevator.
And it's not a big ship, so it's not. It's a easily walkable ship. So because your rooms are not ready until you do have time to explore. Okay, so now we're going to get into food, and we're going to start with the Port of Indecision.
Port of Indecision buffet is a sticking point for everyone. We have seen the comments, we have seen the videos, and the food is kind of a sticky situation. And let's just kind of break it down. Why?
Okay.
I don't think the offerings are typical of every other cruise lines. You're not going to have a variety of options. I do have concerns when it comes to people with a whole lot of allergies, vegetarians, our friend with gluten allergies. I was concerned about her. You're thinking about people that are diabetic, and I know all cruise lines, they try to cater to everyone, but because there's not such a large selection of foods, I think that kind of makes it a little bit iffy for people.
Yeah.
The other reason.
And question, do you know if you're able to make your dietary restrictions known beforehand?
You can make your dietary restrictions known before you get on board the ship.
Okay.
Yes. The other situation is the food, to most people, once again from reading the comments, did not look all that appealing.
During our first walk through the buffet, I would agree with those people.
not look as bad as I thought it was going to look based off of previous reviews. Once they did the pause and made some changes to the ship, I feel like they kind of ramped up the food as well. Now, is it the best food I've ever had at sea? No. No.
You're a little bit more generous than I was.
Yes, I am a little bit more generous. In my impression, I gave it a 6 out of 10. And I gave it a 6 out of 10 because I have had worse boarding day food or bigger cruise lines. I will say the food was very well seasoned. I will say that most of the items that I had on my plate that day was flavorful. But I did have a few items that was questionable. I did have... it just wasn't a very appealing presentation when it came down to the buffet.
So they did have like a pasta, like they did have offerings, you know what I mean? Like they had the pasta bar.
Yes.
Where you could, have, I think they had seafood Alfredo, chicken Alfredo, and bolognese.
Yes.
That you choose from. I chose the chicken Alfredo. It was not flavorful at all. It needed salt and pepper. So that wasn't that good to me. I had a panini, which was just okay. I'm a simple eater, so again, take what I said, say kind of maybe with a grain of salt, maybe not. I gave it like a 4 out of 10. I gave it below average with room to move up to average because that's just what I thought. And the big disappointment was Cheeseburger in Paradise.
What's your thoughts on Cheeseburger in Paradise?
I would rather have a Guy's Burger.
Oh.
And we're not overly big Guy's Burger people from Carnival, if you're not aware.
No, we're not.
So, Cheeseburger in Paradise had the consistency of like a high school, middle school.
I think you're being gracious when you say high school.
Cheeseburger?
Yes.
It was not good.
No. I had one and I bit into it and I was like, I'm not even going to waste the stomach space on this. And like I said, and it's not even that we are burger snobs. No. It's just not our thing when it comes to cruise ships. But if I had to compare it between a Guy's Burger and the Cheeseburger in Paradise, I will pick a Guy's Burger over and over again.
And do you want to tell people kind of about the burger itself?
Well, I feel like the burgers are frozen. So you're taking a frozen burger versus a fresh burger, and then we're doing a comparison of what they taste like. You can't really do much with a frozen burger besides throw it on the grill and cook it. And then if you're cooking it from frozen, you're not going to keep the same moisture and integrity in the burger as you would cooking it from scratch.
And she actually saw like, so it's
I saw them taking the burger out of the package. Yes,
we got to make sure people know, like, we're not making.
Yeah, how you know? I know because I saw it. So in comparison, we did not like the Cheeseburger in Paradise. Unfortunately, it just was not paradise to us.
No.
To each his own, but to us, it just was not a good burger.
No. So we did Frank and Lola's.
Yeah.
And we did JWB Steakhouse for our 2 dinner experiences.
Yes.
So we'll tackle Frank and Lola's first, since that's the first what we had on the first night.
Yes. We were gifted Frank and Lola's by Margaritaville. We did put this in our vlog, so we wanted to make that known before we give our review. This is not a review that is swayed in any way, but it was a gifted review, and we're going to give our honest opinion about how we felt about Frank and Lola.
Because you can't camouflage the truth.
You cannot camouflage the truth. Frank and Lola's. So what we were gifted was a 3-course dining experience, which started with a appetizer, which was either a minestrone soup or a Caesar salad, our choice of pie, pizza pie, and a tiramisu for dessert. The total price of that was $19.99 per person, and you did have the options to add on a glass of wine for $14 per person.
Well, I paid for something that's already free.
There you go. So we went with the option that was gifted to us, and we did the 3-course dining.
Okay, let's start Does this require reservation?
We were told it did not require a reservation. Let's be clear, we were giving a time for a reservation. When we checked in, it said to make our reservation. Once we got to the restaurant, we were told we didn't have a reservation. But remember when we said nothing is electronic when it comes to making these reservations, everything is written down. So I don't think it got transferred over to the restaurant, which was okay because when we got there was nobody there anyway. Now I do want to be transparent in saying that I had walked by the restaurant earlier and the restaurant did have people seated in there, but it still was not a full restaurant. It also was not a full sailing. Okay. Let's talk about the food.
I think in the vlog the Caesar salad was good, and I'm not a salad person.
Yes.
Maybe I was just hungry.
Yeah.
But I thought the Caesar salad was good.
Yes. The Caesar salad was really good. I like the dressing. The crouton. I'm a crouton fan. I like croutons, but the crouton was good. They had nice big thick pieces of shaved cheese on it. I think it was a good Caesar salad, and the lettuce was not wilted at all. It was very fresh and a very delicious salad.
So the pizza got to us relatively quickly. Say about 10 minutes or so, right?
Absolutely.
About 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was under the impression that because it says Frank's Pie, it was like Frank's Red Hot sauce. And I was like, sweet, but it wasn't. I'm the idiot here because it was Frank and Lola. It was just Frank's sauce, and it wasn't Red Hot sauce. No. So I'm the idiot here.
So we'll talk about the pie. What type of pie?
It was basically a meat lovers.
Yeah.
All your freshest meats. I don't know if they were fresh or not, but it was all the meats.
It was good. I will say it was a thin crust pizza and it was rather greasy, so we do have to keep that in consideration.
Yeah, it was a lot of grease.
Yeah. But it did have a nice cheese, and if I had to rate the pizza, I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it was a solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
But not something I would pay the normal price for. As she said, we were gifted this. I don't think I would have actually paid.
If we're comparing it to other cruise lines where you have to pay for pizza, I don't think this would be a pizza that I would actually pay for.
Absolutely not.
But it was still a good pizza.
Still a good pizza.
Yeah. And we also have to consider that because this is an a la carte cruise line, that you are going to have things that you have to pay for to make up for the price of the $99 per person that you're paying to sail on this cruise. $99.
It also came with a tiramisu, but we skipped the tiramisu.
We only skipped it because we were trying to get to a show. Brandon probably wouldn't have ate it anyway because he doesn't do a whole lot of desserts, but I would have at least tried it. But we only skipped because we were trying to get to the show and to make good time and get good seats. So that's why we chose to go without the tiramisu. But we do want to thank Margaritaville at Sea for gifting us that dinner. It was absolutely delicious and it hit the spot.
But not worth the price.
Okay.
All right. So on to kind of this was like the main event of our dining experience.
Absolutely.
The JWB Steakhouse coming in at a whopping $65. $65 a person.
And I only say no, just no. I've never paid $65 for a steakhouse dinner on a cruise ship.
In December, you just went on one of the seas.
Yes.
And had their steakhouse.
I had their steakhouse and their seafood restaurant, and neither one of those were $65.
Okay. So again, because it's 2 for $99, they are kind of upcharging on certain things. So it was a good steak. So they start off with a Caesar. They have starters. We'll put the menu in so you can see what the starters were. And again, just your run-of-the-mill starters. I think I got the Caesar salad, which again was good. And then I got the center cut 6-ounce steak, which was a good steak. But I feel like I can go to my local steakhouse and get a similar steak for $15 and be just as satisfied. Weston Sizzler. You love Weston Sizzler. Don't even front.
It's so
right. So
it's so good.
What about you?
I had a Caesar salad as well. They do have other options, like he said, for an appetizer, but I also had a ribeye. I know how I like my steak cooked. When that steak came, I swore up and down that steak was done. And I asked for medium. When I received the steak, it was medium. When I cut into it, it was not overdone. It had a nice char on the outside of it. It was not super chewy. You know, sometimes depending on the grade of steak, it's super chewy. It was a good steak. It just was not a $65 meal. It was not a $65 meal.
How much would you pay per person?
$35.
Now, we can go to West of Sizzle and get 2 steak dinners for $35.
But we won't be on the high seas, and that's what's important.
Sure.
So $35 per person is a good line, but if you're celebrating a special occasion, it's perfectly fine. I will say the wait staff and the staff in the restaurant was very attentive. I was making sure to pay attention to everyone else and see how they were being treated because they did not have a camera and we did. And I will tell you, everyone got the same treatment. They were very attentive. If you were celebrating something special, they sang to you. They made sure that you were happily fed. They made sure your drinks were flowing. They took very, very good care of you. And I will say, our server was amazing.
She did. She was. Service was good.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, we're not paying. We would not recommend paying $65 a person for the JWB Steakhouse.
We did not have the opportunity to eat in the main dining room because we did have 2 specialty dining options. But I will say, our friend who was also on the sailing with us ate at the dining room every single night too. We were on the ship, and she said her meal was amazing each night. So if you have the opportunity, take the option of the dining room at least one night, see how you like it, and then if you don't, you have an option of 2 dining.
Yeah, if we weren't gifted Frank and Lola's, we probably would have done at least one night dining.
And also, to be transparent, after our meal, after we had already paid the $65, we were comped that meal. So we went in with the impression that we were paying that price ahead of time. So the review that we are giving, once again, we are very honest and transparent about it. Thank you once again for the meal. We appreciate it, Margaritaville at Sea.
Absolutely. So kind of moving on to the drinks.
Yes.
The drink package kind of deal.
Yes.
So the drink package for a 3-day sailing is $29.99.
Now let's be clear. The soda package.
The soda pack is
I did it. I did it.
I don't know.
I don't know
why. So the soda package was $30. And if you were at one of the, if you were either Euphoria or the 5 o'clock somewhere bar, it kind of came in a 10-ounce plastic solo cup. If you purchased it at one of those bars, were a couple bars in a dining where they did give you a tall skinny glass with it. So we purchased the drink package online.
Yes. And
we were able to go, I guess, redeem it.
Yes.
At the Euphoria bar.
Yes.
And basically, it's just a guy sitting at a table. Because this is super technologically advanced here. They just had a guy sitting at a table. You let him know that you have the drink package, and basically he just takes your ship card, puts a green dot on it, that you choose a cup. The cup is either a pink shark, a blue shark, or
it's sweet
crocodile, alligator crocodile. Put in the comments below. This is an alligator or a crocodile. So what I would recommend is that do not drink out of this immediately.
No.
Go to your room, wash this out, because we made the mistake of, as soon as I got the cup, we went and filled it up, and it tasted like plastic chemical. It needed to be washed out first. So yes. We highly recommend, once you purchase this cup, go wash it out before you use it. So as far as the drink package, super easy to redeem. Like I said, he did put a green sticker on our card. Anytime you wanted a soda, you just, show him the card. You didn't even have to hand him the card.
Awesome.
Just show them the card, and they'll just tell them what you want, and they'll just give it to you.
Yes.
So if you're able to, we'll also recommend seeing if you can get the soda out of a can. Like, see if they'll be willing to pour it into a can for you. That did happen to us a couple times where they were able to pour it out of a can into a glass, because the draft for the soda, it does have a little bit of a kind of an aftertaste. So that's one recommendation.
Yes.
So we went on Margaritaville at sea, correct? You love margaritas, correct?
I do.
What was your opinion of the actual margarita? One margarita that you had.
It was one margarita. It was not good. I was so disappointed because I was on Margaritaville at sea and I knew I was just gonna have the most amazing margarita. It was not good. And it just did not taste like a margarita, and I was so disappointed because it was $14. It was $14. Once again, they did have drink package options, but because I may have a margarita or a glass of wine, I am not a heavy drinker, and Brandon does not drink at all. It does not make sense for us to buy a drink every day, 2-night set, and $10 for a watery drink. I was so disappointed. But they do have other drink options. You can buy the regular drink package where you get 10 drinks per sailing for $99. You can upgrade that to top shelf liquor for $119, or you can get like a beer package, and it was like buy 4 beers get 1 free. So they do have options for drink packages. I was just disappointed at Margarita.
So I guess the only thing left is breakfast. We intentionally kind of left off breakfast because it wasn't much for us to speak about because we had breakfast on the Lido both days, and it's just, it's kind of your run-of-the-mill Lido breakfast. You are able to eat breakfast both days in the dining room, correct?
It's the mimosa breakfast that you paid for.
Oh. It's
a price. You can have breakfast in the dining room, but it is an upcharge for it, and it is called the mimosa breakfast. I think it was like $20 per person.
They don't have a normal, just wake up and go to...
No. You have to either eat on Lido or you have to pay for that mimosa breakfast.
Oh.
Yes.
The more you know.
So, how do you feel about entertainment on the ship?
I'll be honest, Siobhan. Can we be honest with each other? It was maybe the best cruise ship entertainment. Out of the 16 cruises that we've taken. I'm sorry. How many cruises? I'm sorry. Out of the 16 cruises I've been on.
18 that I've...
It was the best cruise ship entertainment we've experienced. They packed a lot into a look.
Outside of Disney.
Yeah, we're not even counting
We're taking Disney out of the equation.
Yeah.
They had so much talent. Not just singing, but dancing, acrobatic. It was just such an amazing group of talented individuals that they put together, and they put together 2 amazing shows, and you had 2 opportunities per night to miss them. They worked so hard. If you do nothing else, see these shows on this ship. I will tell you, we met Yasir.
She's his biggest fan.
Yeah. Such a beautiful voice, such a talented singer. Not only was Yasir a talented singer, there were so many others.
Also, another cool kind of thing is that they allow you to meet some of the performers after the show and take pictures.
Yeah.
They encourage it. So I thought that was a cool little detail, because usually after the show, everybody just kind of... They go backstage and you really don't see them. Yes. But here, they allowed you to take pictures, and they actually came out through the theater.
Yes.
So if you really wanted to go speak, could. But they allowed you to actually take pictures with a couple of the performers. So I thought that was really cool. And you saw the performance around the ship, so you can also, talk to them around the ship as well.
They are encouraged to interact, which is awesome. So they don't keep them separate.
Which you never
get that opportunity. Now, I will say they do work very hard. Welcome aboard shows, some karaoke. They're at some of the unplugged singing. So I will say you do have plenty of opportunity to see them in their own individually, as well as a collective. The entertainment on board, all the singers, all the performers, anyone that was playing an instrument, even the guy at the piano bar before we went into the show, absolutely amazing. So all the entertainment on board, chef's kiss, good job Margaritaville for finding these groups to entertain.
Even like the live singers, just they were really good.
The voices, just beautiful. So if nothing else, if you want a good show, go on this sailing just to hear some good music. Even if you happen to miss the actual shows, there's other beautiful music being made, being done all around the ship. So we thought the entertainment was great. Yeah, even the sail away party.
Yeah, so even the sail away, unfortunately, on our sailing, it was raining outside, monsooning more likely. It was a heavy rain outside, so they had the celebrating the Euphoria bar. Yeah. And my God, it was energetic.
It was.
It was on par. You thought we were on a carnival ship, to be honest. She did the limbo. The limbo, yeah. What's the conga line?
The conga line. You did the conga line all around.
Yeah.
You did a couple of line dances. I was like,
people were getting up, and they had the live band playing music.
Yeah.
Which everybody, a lot of people got up to the dance floor and started dancing. It was a lot of energy.
Yes.
So I thought that was, it's up there with Carnival as far as like sail away part. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. So, you want to talk on the way to the cabin floor, or you want to actually start?
Let's start with first
arrive in the cabin. It smells like tropical breeze in paradise.
Beautiful. Well, then we're like, the first thing we said was, it smells good in here.
And then
you hang
out for a bit, and it starts to become a odor in the room, which can be the best described as like, I don't want to steal people. The sweet smell of, and forgive me, the sweet smell of poop. It smelled like poop that had been kind of dressed up with a sweet.
Okay. We are not 100% sure this was everybody's experience. This is our cabin on deck 4, cabin number 4026. But we will say this: the smell did not just stay in our cabin. The smell was on our deck. Now we can proceed with the cabin.
Okay, so now we address the smell. So we had an issue with our plumbing, pretty much. So as we were doing like a room tour, like you can hear like water kind of behind the walls, but it's just like maybe they're doing some type of maintenance or something. It'll go away. But the water sound like behind the walls never went away.
The first thing we noticed was as we toured, the room was absolutely clean. It was in good shape until we went into the bathroom.
Yes.
Once we got into the bathroom, we did notice the toilet seemed to have a little bit of wear and tear.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And the drain in the shower was hanging out. So it was not properly affixed to the shower. The shower also looked like the shower basin needed to be refurbished or resurfaced. So once again, in our mind, it's a 30-year-old ship. So I know there are going to be some things that need to be dealt with. Yeah.
We go to the cabin, we leave, we go out and enjoy the night, we come back, and then all of a sudden, the toilet doesn't really work.
This is at 12:30 at night. The toilet, you flush it, it doesn't go down. And then you flush it again, but instead of going down, it's going up. To the point where you can't flush it again. So throughout the night on a cruise ship, you do not have access to the toilet. So once you figure out you don't have access to the toilet, you move on to take a shower. The water smelled like poop water. The shower head broke and the drain was not working properly. We did not have a functional bathroom in our cabin. Once again, it was late at night. He was already in bed. I didn't want to call anybody, and this on me. I didn't want to wake him. Also did not want to call anybody into our cabin because he had already settled down for the morning. It's 1 o'clock in the morning at this point. So waited until the next morning. Went to the spa, took showers there. Then we told our cabin steward that the shower needed to be fixed. We had our day off the ship, came back, everything was lovely. The shower head had been fixed, the toilet flushed, the drain was still hanging out, but at least the shower drained.
Until it didn't work again. Almost same situation.
Same exact situation.
It was late at night.
1 o'clock in the morning. The second night, we did not have
I think you were able to take an actual shower.
I was able to take a shower.
Yeah. But by the time I got ready to take a shower, you had warned me that things smell like poop water again. So I think I went to the spa again.
Yes.
So on the 2 nights we were there, our toilet for some reason at night did not work at night, and our shower only worked once.
Well, I took 2 showers. I took one when we came back from our excursion, and I took one that night before we went to bed. So we didn't have a functional bathroom. And the smell in the hallway got stronger.
Yeah, oh, buddy.
Throughout the cruise. It transformed at some point into a different smell. Like it was a sweet poop smell, then it transformed into a polecat smell. What
the heck is a polecat?
It's a skunk. It transformed. It was not a pleasant smell. And unfortunately, it seemed like the closer we got to our cabin, the worse it was. Once again, we cannot verify that this was everybody's experience on the ship, but we can tell you that this was our experience in that cabin.
So also be mindful, since we're like in like the still in the bathroom area, they only put out hand towels. So if you need a washcloth, you have to ask.
Yes. So you got a bath towel and a hand towel.
No. And they line up the hand towels like right below the sink.
Yeah.
So, and they give you a bunch. They give you like 5 or 6. And I think they think that's supposed to serve as a washcloth.
Well, everybody doesn't move the same way when it comes to that.
But if you want a washcloth, you will have to ask. Now we'll come out of the bathroom now. What was your overall thoughts on the actual cabin?
Cabin was nice. Cabin was well maintained. Spacious. Wallpaper was still on the wall.
I did a thorough check of the wallpaper, and it was still attached.
They had a nice little area to sit down and do your makeup. The bed slept pretty okay for a 2-night cruise.
If you are dog tired, it's an okay mattress.
I said pretty okay. I didn't say it was great.
After like 5 hours on the mattress, it starts to become uncomfortable.
Okay.
To me.
Outside of that, the cabin was nice. We enjoyed the cabin outside.
The TV.
Yeah. The big TV.
You never get like this is like the major plus of Margaritaville. The TVs in the cabins are huge compared to like I think your favorite couple, you to use their terms, like computer monitors. Like most cruise ships, they do have computer monitors as TVs, but here no, this is a full-fledged TV that you'll get at like Best Buy or something.
Yes.
They did have plenty of storage, but how much storage do you really need for that cruise?
Yeah.
They did come with some sweet robes that you could use while on the ship during the sailing, and some slippers that we also brought home. So that was kind of a cool detail.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the cabin.
So we talk parking, we talk getting on the ship, we talk chill, we talk cabin.
This is just the overall experience of Margaritaville.
Let's tackle this.
Disembarking the ship, because we had
Faster Chill. We
were able to get off basically whenever we wanted.
Yes.
So they do give you they don't have any disembarking shows like other ships. They don't make any kind of grand announcement. Let's do one. There really wasn't a lot. So I did enjoy it. They don't give you any grand announcements. They basically put a flyer, and it just tells you basically all the information. I think if you wanted to, then for them to take your luggage, it had to be out by 12.
It'd be out by midnight.
So, but we decided to, because we had Faster Chill, we decided we'll just carry our luggage off, and pretty much starting at 7:30, you can pretty much get off the ship whenever you want.
Yeah.
Whenever.
Yes.
I saw people lining up as we were going to breakfast at 7.
Yes.
So you're able to get off essentially whenever. So if you have Faster Chill, you have like a flight or something, or you just need to get out of there, then at that point we would recommend Faster Chill to disembark basically as soon as you possibly.
How about the park picking up?
So it was a little confusing at first, but then you sat back and was like, oh, this is actually... So they at the beginning, they give you a pink ticket, and basically at the end of the cruise, there's like a valet stand that it's very clearly a valet stand. Like you'll see a bunch of keys. So you just go over, hand them your ticket, they'll go get your car, bring it around. So that was simple.
Now, overall,
I feel like we've been on, not going to name any particular cruises, but we've been on worse cruises. So we've been on worse cruises. The overall experience I didn't hate. There's obviously some stuff that needs some major updating.
Yes.
Example, to me it's infamous. The infamous turf deck. And we couldn't really be up there because it rained a lot of our sailing. There are on that turf deck, there's a lot of puddles. Like it holds a lot of water. It was ponding, thank you. And it's just like I don't want to be up there. I just didn't want to be up there. It aesthetically doesn't look great. So, and also on the decks as well. If it rains again, there's a lot of ponding on the decks itself. Yeah. So they could also fix that. It showed the age of the ship.
Yes.
It is an older ship. Kind of have to go with that in mind, that it is an older ship.
Yes.
We asked the question, if the entertainment wasn't here, would it have been the same experience? And to me, probably not. But hey, I'm just judging off this this experience. And to me, the food was good enough. The entertainment was great for the 3-day, 2-night sailing. It was good enough.
I have to 100% agree. I feel like it was a good enough cruise. I will not say it was a bad cruise. If I were to recommend it to someone, I would not recommend it to someone who had to fly to that cruise. I would recommend this cruise to someone who lives in the local area. If you have a birthday party, or a birthday celebration, you have a bachelorette or bachelor party, if you just want to get out of the house and away from the kids and the dogs, maybe even your husband or your wife, this is the cruise that I would recommend for you. But as far as someone flying in for this cruise, I would not. It's just not worth the time. You will probably spend more time trying to get back home than you would actually be on that ship. Now, if you are looking for transportation to the Bahamas, because they do have a package where you actually stay in the Bahamas and then catch the cruise back, I would recommend it for that as well. I feel like it would be good for that. As far as coming out of town for it or out over a couple of states, I would not do that.
Also, check your, obviously you should do this for every, but especially check your bill. So
basically what happens is when you book the cruise, they do not allow you to prepay your gratuities. They tack it on basically on the last day of your bill, because I've checked the accounts both days. They tack it on. If you have any onboard credits or anything like that, they apply it then. So our bill was $87 when we went to bed. When we woke up, it was $107 with an additional $25 onboard credit.
So it's almost as if like they added the onboard credit to the actual bill.
Yes. And we will show a picture of it, but to be clear, it was a negative beside that $25 that they gifted us. So I don't know how the bill ended up being $107. Please be prepared and aware that they do charge you, I think it was $14 per day, depending on $12 to $14 per day, depending on your cabin. Could be more.
We'll put it, but just there's a $24 fuel surcharge per person. There's a service charge of $29.90. So just be aware of your bill. And just keep an eye on your bill. If you get $50 on board credit, you're not getting $50 that you can just go to the casino and just burn up. You're basically just paying for
gratuities or the gas.
Yeah.
They basically they charge you $12 a day for gas. So it's gas money.
Basically, yeah. So really, when it comes down to it, your onboard credit really isn't onboard credit. It's just paying. It's basically just paying them back. So just be aware of that onboard credit. Really,
overall,
good cruise. If you're in Florida, would recommend if you just want to get away. If you live anywhere other than Florida, we don't recommend because it's not worth your time and or money.
Agreed.
If you have in any way found this informative or entertaining, if you'll go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us. Also, while you're here, go ahead and hit that like button for us as well.
And if you get a chance, please consider joining our membership. The button is right down below. And in our membership, we also drop exclusive content and behind the scenes footage. So, come on and join.
It's really happening place.
It's fun over here.
Until our next adventure, Mark is out.